Hey everybody, welcome back to Tech in 10 on the Daily Technology Pulse. I'm your host, Rick from DALY, and this is the show where we tackle big IT topics in about 10 minutes. Because, let's be honest, you've got a meeting in 15, and you've got 3 unread emails that are marked urgent that almost certainly aren't. Today we're talking about something that strikes fear into the hearts of IT directors everywhere: the hardware refresh. And more specifically, how DALY makes the whole thing a lot less painful for organizations in Virginia and Maryland. So if you work in state government, local government, K-12, or higher ed, which is the world we call SLED, this one's for you. Grab your coffee or something a little stronger if you choose, ignore that Teams notification, and let's go ahead and get into it.
Plug in, power up, the future's calling. Bytes and bits, we're going all in. With Rico on the mic, the knowledge is flowing. 10 minutes on the clock, let's get it going.
This is Tech in 10, breaking it down again and again. Your daily download straight from daily.com. Tech in 10, and 10, and 10.
All right, let's set the scene. You're an IT director. Maybe you're at a state agency in Richmond. Maybe you're running tech for a school system on the Eastern Shore. Maybe you're at a county office in Montgomery County, surrounded by computers that were new when people still thought the cloud was a weather thing. And now it's refresh time. That means you get to do your favorite thing. Spend 3 months getting quotes, comparing specs, navigating procurement, and explaining to finance why you can't just download more RAM. Look, I'm kidding, kind of. We all know hardware refreshes in SLED are special. You've got budget cycles that don't align with your actual needs. You've got procurement rules written by people who think agile is a type of yoga. And you've got end users who will absolutely call you at 4:47 p.m. on a Friday to ask you why their new laptop doesn't have a CD drive. Spoiler alert, it's 2025. We just don't do CDs anymore. And here's the thing, you don't have to do this all yourself. That's literally what DALY does. Let me walk you through it. First, you've got the equipment itself. At DALY, we sell desktops, laptops, workstations, and tablets. These are business-class machines from the brands you trust, built to survive in demanding environments. And by those demanding environments, I mean places where people still think that CD tray is a cup holder. Now, here's something important, and I'm not saying this to create panic, but you need to know. Hardware prices are going up, like significantly. There's a global memory shortage right now. DRAM prices have surged over 170% in the past year. The big manufacturers, they've been shifting production toward AI and data center chips, and that's left a lot less memory for regular computers. So the major OEMs have already announced 15 to 20% price increases, and analysts are saying that this shortage could last well into 2028. So if you've got a refresh on the horizon, now is the time to start that conversation. Not next quarter, not when the new fiscal year starts, now. Because the prices you can lock in today are probably better than what you're going to see in just 6 months. At DALY, we can help you get creative to navigate this. Maybe that means accelerating your timeline to lock in the current pricing. Maybe it means staging your inventory. We hold it, you pay when you're ready, but the price is protected. Maybe it means finding configurations that stretch your budget further without sacrificing what you actually need. We've been doing this long enough to know that SLED procurement isn't exactly flexible. There are always options, though, if you know where to look. And here's what matters. We're on 40 plus contract vehicles in Maryland and Virginia. That means you can buy from us without jumping through those extra procurement hoops. The contract work is already done. You get competitive pricing that's been pre-negotiated. Your purchasing department will thank you, or at the very least, they'll stop giving you that side-eye look. You know the one. We also help you match the right machine to the right job, because guess what? One size does not fit all. Your front desk staff doesn't need the same setup as a GIS analyst who's running mapping software that could render a small planet. Your teachers don't need the same thing as your building inspectors who are out in the field with tablets trying to get a signal in a basement that was built during the Eisenhower administration. Okay, so now let's talk about the part that really separates DALY from the box pushers. That's deployment and installation. Because buying hardware is actually the easy part. Getting it configured, imaged, tagged, and delivered to the right desks, that's where your nights and weekends disappear. That's where you start working half days. And by half days, I mean 12 hours because half of 24 is 12. Just ask me how I know. At DALY, we handle all of it. You give us your image, we load it on every machine before it ships. We're talking your software of choice, your settings, exactly how you want it. Then when the device shows up, it's ready to hand to the end user. It doesn't have to sit in a storage closet while your team spends a week imaging. It's not ready to become the world's most expensive doorstop. It's actually ready. Yay! We do asset tagging too. We document serial numbers in whatever format your inventory system needs. We configure BIOS settings, those passwords, boot order, security settings, TPM, and a whole bunch of other acronyms that none of us really understand unless we're really deep in the IT field. Whatever your security team requires. And look, I know your security team requires a lot. That's fine. We've seen it all, and we have one of those too. We also get you the peripherals that you need. A mouse, a keyboard, a docking station bundled with each laptop? Done. Need different accessories for different user groups because apparently the accounting department has very strong feelings about ergonomic mice? No problem. We don't judge. Well, we might judge a little, but we'll still do it for you. And then we deliver, not just to your headquarters, to every location you've got. Every school in your school system. Every regional office across the state. That one maintenance building out there in the county that barely has a real address and definitely doesn't have cell service and where the directions say turn off the paved road. Guess what? We found it before. We'll find it again. We're kind of like Santa Claus, but for laptops and desktops and you know. And then if you need on-site installation, we do that too. We'll set the machines up at the desk, connect the peripherals, and verify everything's working. And your users get a working computer, not just a box with instructions that are really, really tiny or written in other languages that they really can't figure out. We can even stage your inventory and release it on your schedule. Maybe you need half the order now and half in August right before school starts. Maybe you're rolling out department by department because that's the only way to keep your people from panicking. We hold it, we release it when you say go. It's your refresh and your timeline. And with prices going up, guess what? Staging inventory now at today's prices might just be the smartest move you'll make all year. All right, now let's talk about what happens after deployment, because guess what? Hardware breaks. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And usually when is the week before your board meeting or the first day of school or some other time that is maximally inconvenient. Computers, they have a sixth sense for this. Standard warranties are usually 3 years, but if you're like most SLED organizations, you're keeping those machines for 5 years because that's how your budget cycle works. So what happens in years 4 and 5? Every dead hard drive, every failed motherboard, every screen that suddenly looks like modern art, guess what? That's coming out of your budget and it adds up fast. DALY offers extended warranties, up to 5 years, so you're covered for the actual useful life of the equipment. We offer depot service if you want a lower cost option, and we offer accidental damage protection, which if you've ever seen what happens to a laptop in a middle school, you know is not optional. That's essential because guess what? Those kids are basically running a stress testing lab for free. And here's something a lot of people don't know. DALY is certified by several of the major OEMs to perform repairs at our own facility. That means when something breaks, it doesn't have to get shipped across the country or around the globe to some manufacturer depot. We fix it right here. It's faster turnaround, it's local accountability, and you're not playing phone tag with a call center 3 time zones away. And we service most major brands of computer equipment. So even if you've got a mixed environment, and honestly, these days who doesn't, we can help. But here's the real game changer. When something breaks, you call DALY. One number, one point of contact. You tell us what's wrong, we handle it. We deal with the manufacturer if we need to. We manage the claim. We follow up. You don't have to sit on hold for an hour listening to smooth jazz that makes you question your life choices. You don't have to explain the problem to 3 different people, get transferred to a 4th person, and then explain it all over again to someone who asks if you've tried turning it off and on again. Yes, of course we've tried that. We work in IT. That's literally the first thing we tried. Guess what? Daily makes that whole nightmare go away. You call us, we fix it. That's the deal. Now, let's talk about what happens at the other end of the life cycle when it's time to retire that old equipment. Because here's the thing, you can't just throw out computers in a dumpster. There's data on those drives, and there are regulations, and there are probably 14 different forms someone needs you to fill out. Daily offers data destruction services. We have a drive shredder we affectionately call the Terminator. It does exactly what you think it does. Your data doesn't get wiped, it gets obliterated, physically destroyed. You get a certificate of destruction for your records because we know how auditors love documentation almost as much as they love asking questions. Heck, we'll even give you a video of it getting destroyed because I have to tell you, that actually looks pretty cool. And if it's not destroying you're looking for, but more recycling and disposal, we also handle that. We'll pick up your old equipment, make sure it's recycled responsibly, and keep hazardous materials out of the landfills. Quite frankly, it's just the right thing to do, and it's one less headache for you. And speaking of doing the right thing, sustainability really matters to Daily. We use eco-friendly packaging. We offer bulk packaging options to cut down on waste. We look for ways to extend the life of equipment wherever possible, because at the end of the day, the greenest computer is the one you don't have to replace. So why Daily? Look, there are a lot of companies that will sell you a computer, but what makes us different? First of all, we know SLED. We've been doing this in Maryland and Virginia for years. We understand state contracts. We understand procurement timelines. We understand the joy, and I use that word loosely, of encumbering funds before the fiscal year ends. We know what it means when you say, I need this PO processed by June 30th or my budget disappears. Next, we're local. We're not a faceless national reseller operating out of a call center in who knows where. We're here. We can visit your site. We know that Northern Virginia traffic is its own special circle of hell. We know that getting to the Eastern Shore takes twice as long as Google Maps says. That's because we're part of your community. Next, we do more than push boxes. Hardware, it's just the starting point. Deployment, installation, configuration, warranty support, data destruction, recycling, that's where all the real value is. That's what keeps your team focused on strategic work instead of spending your weekends unboxing laptops and peeling plastic off screens. Although I have to admit that plastic peeling stuff is kind of satisfying, but still. Another thing is we fix things in-house. Again, those OEM-certified repairs happen at our facility. That means faster turnaround and local accountability. Your broken laptop doesn't disappear into a black hole for 3 weeks without knowing where it is, what's going on, or when you're going to get it back. All right, that's our 10 minutes. Okay, maybe 11, but who's counting? Let's recap what Daily brings to the table. Again, desktops, laptops, workstations, and tablets, all business class equipment that lasts. Virginia and Maryland contracts making procurement easy. Full deployment services, imaging, tagging, configuration, delivery, peripherals, extended warranty support, up to 5 years with Daily as your single point of contact. You've got those OEM-certified repairs that happen at our own facility, which means faster turnaround and local accountability. We offer service for most major brands, data destruction and responsible recycling. And finally, a team that knows SLED, knows the region, and actually answers your call. And look, with prices going up, there's never been a better time to start that conversation. If you've got a refresh coming, talk to us now. Let's figure out how to protect your budget before the next round of increases hits. Head to daily.com/compute or give us a call. We're easy to find, and like I said, we actually will answer when you call us. Thanks for spending 10-ish minutes with me. This is your host, Rick from Daily. This has been Tech in 10 on the Daily Technology Pulse. Until next time, may your budgets be approved, your deployments be smooth, and your help desk tickets be few. And may no one ever ask you about a CD drive ever again.